What's up? It's your boys, the Basement Bookers Podcast, and it is time officially for the biggest party of the summer coming live out of Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Miz, Logan Paul. I think maybe LeBron James. I'm not sure if he's from Cleveland or he played in Cleveland. I don't know anything about basketball. And speaking of ball, the richest, baldest man believes that he knows ball. And that's a metaphor for wrestling because he doesn't know actual ball. Like, knowing ball, that means like it could be used for anything.
Pool balls. I know pool balls. But yes, SummerSlam tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern start, 4 o'clock p.m. for the pre-show. Yeah, biggest, hottest party of the summer. Too hot for any hair, freshly balded, just for you to take back my basement championship.
There is nothing that you can do, Rich Deriz, but wait until after SummerSlam to figure that out because that's how it works, really, right? Like we don't know now, but I do know. I do know. As an oracle, that has been foretold in my destiny. Did I ever tell you the story about I had my tarot cards read when I was an infant? I came shooting out into the world. Doctor caught me with the glove, with the baseball glove. And he was like, ah! And he got me. And he's like, holy shit, look at this guy's. Doctor, you must cut the umbilical cord. And then he was fired. But there was a card reader. And in the cards, it was foretold that at SummerSlam 2024, I would retain my basement championship. I don't know how they were oddly specific in that. No one understands. It was just noise. They didn't know what she was talking about. Because I'm pretty sure there wasn't a SummerSlam yet. I don't think there was a SummerSlam in '83. But I digress. Sometimes
doesn't
it's
matter.
like that. Sometimes it's
Mhm.
hard for them to decipher that, Rich. So how are
Right.
you today? Do you feel good?
I feel good. I feel ready to reclaim what is mine.
Well, you're free.
71 seconds.
The attempt is yours to make, friend. And
That's right.
bear that in mind when we begin. But is there anything to talk about? We got to talk about Monday Night Raw. There was a lot going on.
Hmm.
Phil No Pop Brooks, he was out there. I'm playing, guys. He did get, you know, but there I felt like there was a please cheer situation
Hmm.
on Monday Night Raw.
Hmm.
If you remember, Drew McIntyre, tall Scottish warrior Drew McIntyre, flamboyant Seth Rollins in the middle, and Drew says something, and supposed to be CM Punk to make his retort, but it
Hmm.
looks like he was waiting for the fans to chant CM Punk. But then CM Punk is like basically going, "Yeah, they chant CM Punk." And it
Hmm.
took a little while, and then they did it. Like that's not exactly what he said. Don't tell me in the comments, but it's kind of what I picked up on that. I thought it was kind of funny, a little bit in a
No,
way. And
that's pretty much exactly how it happened. Punk was standing there. So either A, he was waiting for them to chant, or B, he was trying to figure out what to say. I feel like this particular week was not a good week for Punk on the mic. He seemed just out there. He seemed lost.
nervous, perhaps,
Yeah.
because it's getting close to his first singles match televised
Mhm.
in WWE. Of course, he's wrestled Dominic Mysterio at house shows,
Mhm.
maybe once or twice before he got hurt. This was like up to Royal Rumble, I believe.
Mhm.
And yeah, so maybe he's nervous on purpose, and he should be. He should be nervous because SummerSlam is tomorrow,
Yes.
and hopefully he doesn't continue to hurt himself.
Right.
Knocking wood, because it's
Mhm.
really annoying. Can you
Yep.
just stop and be a good ROI here?
Mhm.
Like you're selling plenty of merch, but you'll probably sell even more merch. if you're consistent, you're wrestling, you're going out there.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Meltzer has gone on record to say that Drew has carried this storyline, this feud, since the Rumble, since Punk got hurt. It's been all Drew.
Well, yeah, mostly because yeah, he shows up, he can be there, he's
Hmm.
having matches,
Hmm.
and those matches, Drew's being used for Punk to. But the thing is, like Drew McIntyre is actually pretty popular.
Yeah.
He's not a guy that he's not like a Jinder Mahal or one of those guys where people are just gonna boo and they just it's like it's easy to cheer for Punk.
Hmm.
What with Drew having legitimate grievances and things like that. Now, the reason I think that he said that also is because Drew McIntyre, okay, uh, he's really good at talking shit. He's like a social media guy now. All of a sudden, he had a picture with Jungle Boy,
Hmm.
um, and he's
I
just.
think that was actually Jack Perry.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Sorry, Jack Perry actually killed Jungle Boy.
Yes, we
Jungle
saw it.
Boy is still buried in a desert somewhere.
Hmm.
So
Boots up.
yeah, boots up. Speaking of boots up, apparently, look, I don't know, like, I didn't even know Mercedes Monet was married, and the man she's married to
Hmm.
is Sasha Banks' husband.
Crazy. May
Apparently, they've been
Maybe
divorced
he's
for a
Mormon.
while. He doesn't look Mormon,
What?
but
Who
that's
looks
right.
Mormon?
Who looks Mormon? Every time I think Mormon, I think like I confuse them with the Amish. I'm thinking like a guy with a hat
Ah,
and he's
yeah.
got like
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like he doesn't look like a guy that wears an Amish hat. You know what I mean? Like it might not be his preference.
Hmm.
Um, didn't they have like an Amish tag team in like AEW or Ring of Honor or one of those things?
Mm. There was Amish Roadkill in ECW.
All right, there you go. Email in Amish Roadkill if you're out there. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the podcast. We are approaching our 70th subscriber. I know
Hmm.
you're out there ready to hit level 70 with us. Back to the show. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan is now scorched earth. She's very sad and upset. She's burned uh a photo of Dominic. I guess he's in her burn book now.
Hmm.
She's been burned and it looks like he's still going to turn on Rhea Ripley, and I'm not going to change my mind on that. So
Hmm.
that's not a pick. That's not a prediction. That's a slight spoiler. Um, but yeah, what do you make of that? You're being a live hard, as they say.
I am a Liv Hard. I love this run of Liv Morgan's, and I also love that Rhea is still reminding us that she can get it done on the mic as well as she does in the ring. I
And
think
the
I'm
clothing, the
oh yes.
clothing.
Yes,
Yeah,
definite wins.
right.
Definite pair of wins there. Listen, I think I'm gonna stick to my guns here and say that we're gonna ultimately find out that Liv and Finn have kind of been in cahoots. Maybe they're a thing, and I
Maybe.
think that's what is going to cause the ultimate rift within Judgment Day.
I mean, maybe Finn Balor was dreaming about her at the main event. Of course, when I say he was dreaming, because the ring got it all. The future world heavyweight champion of the world, spoiler alert, will he put his ass to sleep. He
Mm,
slept Finn Balor in the middle of the ring, and it was beautiful. And that, of course, ended with a brawl between Gunter
mhm,
and Damian Priest. And that was where we got our little trademark logo. But that's not the end for Monday Night Raw, Rich Perez, because the Wyatt 6-6, they've unmasked. Rob Zombie is in the Wyatt 6 as
mm,
Dexter Loomis somehow. And their match that we keep saying is going to be at SummerSlam will
mhm,
be at the biggest Raw since the last biggest Raw after a pay-per-view,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be them versus the Creed Bros, Chad Gableford.
Yes.
So look to see that. And who knows what's going to happen? They're going to win. The White Six probably going to win.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're heels or faces yet. I still think they should be heels because they committed a crime. They committed many crimes
Mm-hmm.
backstage there. And it's funny to me that when Chad Gable did the gimmick, the shtick where he's like, I know who the White Six are. It's this guy and this guy, this guy. And Pierce is like, yeah, I know. They're on the roster. They're wrestlers like you. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you hired those people? Did you not see what they did? I need a little bit more than that. That's why you can't be doing shit like that.
Unless they were hired before that, and
Okay, so
they just
where are there
run
many
roughshod.
fines? And like, what do you mean? Here, that's why I'm like confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be getting fined and then not fined.
Right.
What's they did worse than what Drew did to Punk. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah, because I mean, Punk was
one guy.
incapacitated.
Yeah,
Gable was clearly murdered in the head a little bit.
but it wasn't just him.
Right.
Like you remember the whole gorilla position. May they rest in peace.
Yeah, they
They
had a
will never
whole
be
bunch
seen
of
or heard from
lookalikes in there.
again. Oh, only Chad Gable has lived. The
Yeah.
boy who, well, I don't know. He might have been brought back with dark magic. We don't know what happened. Like he could on Monday they could have their match, and all of a sudden he not have control of his faculties. Like maybe Abby the witch, whatever that lady, this witch like being, will
Mm-hmm.
make him like shit himself because she's got control of him somehow because she brought him back to life. I mean, we don't know. That's really stupid what I just said, but
Well, I mean, we've seen Papa Shango make Ultimate Warrior puke,
that
so
was real though.
was real.
Yeah, like I was worried that by watching it through the television, I would start like throwing up all over the place.
He's gotta puke.
And I didn't. I
Right.
didn't because I had good constitution as
Mm-hmm.
a child. So, without further delay, ado, we gotta talk about SummerSlam because SummerSlam's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler for SmackDown, it's gonna be mid. All right, so let's move
Mm.
on to. Oh wait, let's see. Midline is gonna put somebody through a table. That'll be the close. There you go.
Yes.
Great. I don't even know
Did
who's
it?
Cody's friend yet. Like, are they going to put Corey Graves to a table? I don't even know if they're friends like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
TBD.
Oh, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hendry.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I had said his name. So he is allowed to train at the Performance Center full time.
Cool. I'm curious of really the nature of this agreement.
Yeah, because he's still working for TNA.
Yeah.
I think it's a situation where it's an exposure thing.
Mhm.
So he wrestles on NXT because they like him and stuff. But he also is like, look, I'm from this place, and
Mhm.
you could see me at that place.
Yeah.
And he's probably their most popular guy right now. I'd argue, as far as I know. So that's good that they're doing that.
Yeah. It's good. It's good for everyone involved, I think.
I mean, has Elias had a concert on NXT TV?
Nope.
No, but Joe Hendry has.
Mhm.
And yeah, so
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I got to stop doing that. All right. So moving along, we're going to go into the main event of the Basement Bookers podcast. That is the Basement Championship match, which will consist of seven matches, of which are on SummerSlam Whoever guessed the most or correctly and wins the tiebreaker, if there is one, is the basement champion, which it gets all the things it entails, a letter C and a belt. So let's go and talk about the first match here, and it is Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn, the current Intercontinental Champion. Rich DeRiz, what say you?
This is it. It's time to pull the trigger on Braun, I think.
Yep, it's time to shoot Braun Breaker into the moon with the Intercontinental Championship. And that is also the champion's pick going in to SummerSlam. Braun Breaker couldn't get it done last time. He's going to have to get it done this time. Otherwise, I don't know what Sami Zayn is made out of. But whatever it is, it's speed and impact proof is what that is. Any other words on that before we go on to the WWE Women's Championship match,
Nope.
which is next? Okay, well.
No, I am ready.
Well, you want to do this one. Go ahead. You can say a thing.
All right. Next up for the WWE Women's Championship, we have the Queen of the Ring herself, Nia Jax, versus not a hugger anymore. She has the control of all the damage, but she's not in damage control anymore. Bailey.
Look, my instincts always urge me to go with big booty Bailey. She's of our people, and BBL Bailey is probably the best version of Bailey thus far. Fight me on that, but please don't. So, look, this one's a really difficult situation I find myself in. Okay, I predicted, or not even I suggested that Nia Jax may beat Bailey at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And as it's come closer, I feel as though I would be remiss if we didn't understand we might have a new briefcase on Friday, today, later, because we're doing this early.
Tonight.
And this is difficult because anytime there's a championship match that involves, and there's a Money in the Bank briefcase that's active,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to put hats on hats, as CM Punk once said on Monday.
Which he stole from you.
And I stole from James Cornette. We both stole from him.
There you
So
go.
you got to steal, baby. But I digress.
Woo.
But CM Punk never used it on this show. He never used it on this show.
Nope.
We tried to get him, and apparently that wasn't him. It was a bot account. So, and no, they didn't get my information. So I caught on to that. And by the way, Liv, I know you trying to get me. Trying to get you to help you, with your airport ticket or whatever. I know you're stuck. I know you're stuck right now, and you're blowing up my DMs, and you want me to send you the money, but I can't. I'm sorry, because there's too many numbers. There's too many numbers in your name. I don't think that makes any sense, really, but I'm not doing it. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to turn you down. Look, I get it. I did it to myself. John Cena follows me on Twitter, so I gotta be careful. Well, I'm gonna have to go with Nia Jax on this one.
Ooh.
I'm scared, and it might change because there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Nia Jax on the grill right now. Okay, but we might take her off the grill. All right, we might flip it over, and it might be Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if I had to go by who has the bigger butt, it'd be Nia Jax, right? Because that's not what the match is about, though. This is about wrestling ability. Now, Bailey has shown you that she can beat big girls.
Mm-hmm.
She beat Piper Niven.
Mm-hmm.
But is Piper Niven Nia Jax big girl?
Nope.
I think so. Ask Lyra Valkyria about Nia Jax, big girl. All right.
Mm.
Because she will come down on you. She doesn't care from where. So,
The Annihilator.
so as of right now, I've got to go with Nia Jax. Bloodline. She's bloodline. It might be her time. And Bailey's just too nice. I got to say, she would, she'll do whatever she has to do.
Mm-hmm.
This. And if she's got to put Nia Jax over, who, by the way, we've said here that she's been kind of doing her best work, and the ceiling wasn't, but she did it. She's there. So
Mm-hmm.
oh,
I think I'm gonna go with the hat on the hat. I think I'm gonna go with Bailey, but Bailey for the win. But Nia is obviously gonna leave her decimated, and here comes Tiffy with the briefcase.
I might switch to that. Uh makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And like that would be an interesting dynamic because then it would be you had your shot and you lost,
Mm-hmm.
and then your friend comes down, and then they're gonna have an interesting dynamic because like she's got to watch her back because you can't you got a DTA,
Yeah.
you know. You know what? I'm gonna pick Nia Jax also, which I already did, but I'm gonna pick Bailey now. Listen,
Okay.
it's been well documented here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm retarded.
Yeah, so I might change that. I don't know. So it's my turn now. Let's go to another women's world heavyweight championship match. Actually, this is only one women's world heavyweight championship. It is the incumbent, the current reigning, defending Liv Morgan. I'm sorry, I can't send you ticket money versus Rhea Ripley. And she's gonna, I don't know. I honestly don't know here. Um, my question is before we go on, I need to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Can Tiffany Stratton use that briefcase on this match, or does it have to be specifically the SmackDown Championship? What are the rules of the Money in the Bank? Because before,
Mm-hmm.
Priest could have used it on Roman if he wanted to. He made a point to say that.
Yeah. So this time around, I don't think they've specified, so I think they're leaving it open.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the show the person is on, but they haven't told us.
Rhea Ripley hasn't been pinned or submitted in like 800 days or some shit.
Hmm.
I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley to lose. I think Liv Morgan is going to win. I think Dominic Mysterio, it's going to be that same bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, he's going to try to help Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't help Rhea. Just like when he tried to help Becky, and it didn't help Becky. Same thing with the Zelina Vega thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're going with the Finn thing. So this doesn't really help you. I'm not here to help you. I
Right.
want to win. So I'm curious to hear what you think about this.
So there was something on Raw. I sent it to you in Messenger. You could probably answer it. I don't know if you will, maybe not. Who knows? But Rhea Ripley's pre-tape promo segment, the backstage promo segment, just before and just after that segment this week on Raw,
The
they
graphic.
there was a graphic shown. It said Rhea Ripley, Women's World Champion, and it showed her holding the title. Obviously, it's not that recent a photo, and certainly wasn't taken from the future,
Yeah, I know.
was it?
I don't know. We don't
I don't
know.
know.
We can't confirm or deny time travel. Out of topic, I argue that could be the reason for a lot of things, but still, I still blame
Hmm.
the Hadrian Collider. We're in another universe. We were shifted. But yeah,
Never know. So, I don't know if that was supposed to air next week, and someone got someone didn't get the memo, someone got fired, whatever. Maybe that was created as a just in case. Why did it air? Someone botched. That both times is weird.
Weird.
Despite that, I still think I'm going with Liv. I don't know how. Probably like you said, where Dom's going to try to help Rhea and fail and just make things worse because he's a fuck up.
Yeah.
Um, could be something else. Could be maybe that's when we see Finn come out of the woodwork and reveal his relationship with Liv.
Yeah. This all could depend on placement also, because
Hmm.
you could use this as an argument as to why Damian Priest will be off his game come his match against Gunter later.
Okay,
Sometimes you got to think about placement.
absolutely. A lot of moving parts within Judgment Day.
Yeah. You ready for the next?
Yes.
All right, here you go, buddy.
Next up, this is for. What is this? Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it on my list here? It's on my list here somewhere.
This
I'm an
is
idiot.
for
There we go. Okay, this is the only non-title match
yeah,
on the
dude.
show. Because like I was looking at the list before, I'm like, oh, all these are title matches, and I'm like, wait a second, no, it's not. This is not title. This is for Punk's bracelet. That's the name of his dog and his wife on it. This is for the honor of AJ Lee. CM Punk versus DM Hunk, Drew McIntyre with Seth freaking Rollins as the special guest referee. Grudge match. We don't know what rules Seth Rollins is going to enforce, if any. This is going to be a clusterfuck.
Yeah, because he said he might not disqualify, or maybe he won't count, or maybe he will count.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I think he
Um,
doesn't give a shit as long as the two of them beat the shit out of each other.
yeah, but I think Seth Rollins hates CM Punk more than he's letting on.
Hmm.
Storyline wise, I don't know what's going on behind there. I don't pretend to know.
Hmm.
So, not saying Drew's going to win this, but Drew could win this. Now, I don't know why you would have CM Punk lose his first match, his first televised singles match. That
Hmm.
doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But there's enough fuckery that could happen that could allow uh, Drew to win and for CM Punk to have his own grievance against Seth Rollins and move off of Drew to Seth.
Hmm.
This one's hard because the way I have it ordered, it's like a sandwich.
Hmm.
Like there's three pieces of bread on each
Hmm.
side, and inside is the meat. The meat that is this grudge match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Right, it's a thick sandwich. So,
It's a triangle.
yeah, as of right now, because that she devil demon cheat, Jessica Carr is not involved at all.
Hmm.
Okay, we could have a fair match here. I think. All right, CM Punk wins
Hmm.
and gets a curb stomp for his trouble.
Could be. I think that Seth hates Punk more than he dislikes Drew.
Oh shit!
So I think Drew goes over. Also, I feel like it's time for Drew to finally turn shit around. And what better way to end this losing streak that he's been on of major matches than by beating the guy that has caused some of those major losses for him.
Yeah, that could theoretically move him on
Hmm.
and just be done with it. Because
Right. That would.
I've been looking at a lot of interviews with
Hmm.
Phil, and he mentioned that like after this he's done with Drew.
Hmm.
Why say that? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
To fuck with us.
Yeah, but
So
everything he says is a work.
my issue is that Drew McIntyre has been a real problem for me because Drew McIntyre, that Scotsman, is still Irish cursed.
Hmm.
He's still Irish cursed backbreakered by Sheamus.
Hmm.
We don't know what demon he prayed to when he prayed for it to happen. I got to put a pin in this. This is hard. This is too hard. This is
Hmm.
hard. All right, but I digress. So let's leave it the way it is. Let's be courageous and let's go and talk about this match here. I, of course, referring to Cleveland's owned by way of Puerto Rico, Logan Paul versus L.A. Knight
Yeah.
for the United States Championship. I'm going with L.A. Knight to become the United States champion. Now,
Mm.
bear in mind, he could win, but he could not win the belt.
Be
And
DQ. Hmm.
broke Logan Paul does own one of two brass knuckle sets only in the world.
The only two.
The only two.
Well, one's owned by his brother,
That's
Jake.
right. But technically, they're one person, as far as I'm
Right.
concerned. So,
Yeah. Within the WWE
yeah,
universe.
obviously. But, he could be anywhere. He
Hmm.
could be under the ring for all we know. He's a boxer.
Hmm.
Jake Paul, I think, the better boxer of the two. I think. I don't know anything. I never seen him, but I think he does more boxing than Logan does. He's boxed a few UFC folk. That guys just stick to the ground game, man. You don't need to go in there and box a boxer who's actually like good at
Right.
boxing. Um,
Right.
so what do you got here?
L.A. Knight. Yeah, because what better way to take the title off of Logan Paul than in his own hometown?
Yeah, the Vince curse comes for you, Logan Paul.
Hmm. And you mentioned earlier that Miz is from Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio,
Miz is hosting.
and they're not friends.
Miz is a face.
Hmm.
Could be some chicanery there too.
If Miz is hosting, does that mean Truth is hosting?
I think Truth will think he's hosting.
All right, cool. Maybe he thinks they're hosting as a team,
Hmm.
and like he doesn't remember that they're not the tag team champions anymore.
Hmm.
All right, excellent.
I love Truth.
All right, as the love of truth continues
I
t-
guess this is mine. This
today, we've
is
been alternating since the beginning.
yes, yes, we have. This is this is for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Ring General, the King of the Ring, Gunther versus the reigning World Heavyweight Champion, El Campeón, Damian Priest. This, you know, those pre-taped promos that they were doing with Gunter, they did one with Priest. Gunter got like at least two more of those than Priest did, which I thought was interesting. It's almost as if now Priest gets plenty of TV time with Judgment Day, but
Exactly.
right, so it's difficult to argue that they're more invested in Gunter than Priest, but they definitely put more of that kind of backstage promotion into Gunter for this. Maybe it's just to offset all the TV time that Priest gets as part of Judgment Day.
I I don't know. I think that and
Hmm.
they need Gunter to talk more. And they're showing, especially with the empty arena promo he did at AEW,
Hmm.
he, you need to know that this man is a threat. Like he's
Mhm.
taking this very seriously.
Mhm.
He's not burdened by any of these distractions.
Mhm.
He has an objective, and that's it. That's it. Everything else is noise. And he's not even concerned with the Judgment Day,
Mhm.
especially with Priest saying he's not, it's just going to be him, that
Mhm.
everybody's going to stand on their own business at SummerSlam, which I
Mhm.
really feel like might not be the case, whether he wants it or not. I think there's
Mhm.
going to be some noise. There's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of noise.
Mhm.
Um, Gunter, to me, has made a compelling case. And another thing is, we also got to remember this: both King of the Ring winners are having their matches tonight.
Mhm.
Do both of them win? Like, we don't even know.
Oh,
I'm
we both have Rhea losing. I mean, sorry. We both have Nia Jax losing.
Yeah, so maybe she might be the one. I think Gunter's gonna win,
Mhm.
and I've been saying he's gonna win. But if he doesn't win, this would be, especially if it's clean, it would be the win
Mhm.
to cement Damian Priest as world heavyweight champion and not a transitional champion waiting for Gunter to take it.
Right. I agree. I got Gunter here. Priest has had a very good run. If they are going to finally have that cataclysmic split of the Judgment Day, this is how you do it. No, no world title for Priest, no women's title for Rhea Ripley, but Finn and McDonough still tag champs.
Right.
So kind of looks like they're the ones with the clout,
Mm.
at least in if they're going to go like that kind of egotistical route, which they could.
That's
That
what
kind of like
happens, Rich. That's what happened, Rich Deriz, when you don't get a tag team match at SummerSlam.
yeah,
You you get to keep your shit.
yeah, exactly. No, like I mean, could be an impromptu match. Miz might make something. Miz's host could make awesome truth versus Judgment Day.
They could lose all the belts.
They could, but either way, with without the world title, without the women's title, I feel like the easy story is that Priest and Rhea don't have a leg to stand on. Finn has been there's been clear friction between Finn and Priest and Rhea
Mm.
because Finn's like, okay, we gotta take out Jey Uso. Why? What? Where'd that come from? We gotta take out who is it? Braun Strowman. What? Sami Zayn. I feel like he's the one pulling them in all these other directions.
That's right.
So I think this is it. It's been a great ride with Judgment Day. I can't wait to see what happens after Priest and Rhea, I guess, are kicked out.
I'll tell you what happens. I'll tell you what happens. At the end of Judgment Day, at the beginning, as it was foretold many years ago, the Balor Club. Balor Club's coming, Rich. There is finally. It's finally happening. Balor Club is finally happening. That's foretold on Just Smackdown. Balor Club's happening. Liv Morgan was involved in that too. It's coming. It's coming. They stole. They stole from me. But I don't know. Maybe not.
You know what it is? You know how Finn does his thing? Look at my.
Yeah.
I think she looked at it,
I
and that was
I
it.
think that's all it took.
She's
Yeah.
enthralled.
She needed more. I was gonna name a dish from his home origin. I don't know any food from there, so
Potatoes.
she wanted that potato. You know what I'm saying? She wanted that potato.
Hmm.
That potato. Okay. Speaking of potato, not speaking of potato. Whoa! Here comes Cody Rhodes. Whoa! Defending the championship against the midline, aka Solo Sikoa, the middest chief in the history of professional wrestling. And I remember the Native American Tatanka. So, not officially a chief, though. So, look, I'm just saying, all right,
Mm,
he mid AF. All right, I'm
yeah.
sorry. He had more aura when he had the Samoa Joe thing going,
Yep.
and then he just kept getting out there and just getting plowed at the behest of the tribal chief by every opponent that he throws in front of him.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, poor choice of words there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I said that. But anyway, I said it and it's in. Uh, this is tough. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
All right, and uh, look, that is one we will all once again be able to acknowledge the true tribal chief. I feel like I'm waiting for Jesus to come back. Like
Hmm.
it's coming, the day of judgment. He's coming and he's going to take us all with him. We're all going to go to the island of relevancy together. We're
I
all
can
going
go
to go
back.
together. He's going to take us to the promised land. Maybe you can go back. Maybe. Maybe you can go back, but it's a different place now. Now, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. But the tribal chief, yeah, the tribal chief is coming back for us. He's going to take us to the promised land, Rich Riz.
Hmm.
Please, Roman, please, so that we may once again resume prayer in the direction of the island of relevancy. Because we will be there, so we could just look anywhere. So that's what's going to happen. I think Heyman comes out
Ladies
first.
and gentlemen. Hmm.
You know what? I think you don't get that till Friday because I think you just see Paul Heyman walk out. No music, no nothing after it's over.
Hmm.
Cameraman up there, and then he's got his hands and he looks at the run because he's at first I was like, let's get that motherfucker, and then
Hmm.
the music,
Hmm.
and then everybody loses their fucking minds,
Hmm.
and it's just Roman Reigns, or maybe he's not alone. I don't know. Dude, everybody's gonna lose their fucking minds, and I'm pretty sure this is the main event. I've been wrong before because they've said on X that officially Cody versus Solo is the main event. We need Roman back. Okay. I've been watching SmackDown. You've been watching SmackDown. Look, we all like Cody. I like Cody. You like Cody. We wanted Cody to win, but
Hmm.
it's not his fault. But it's just we need Roman back on SmackDown. All right.
Yes.
We need Roman back. What say you, Rich Riz?
You have not uttered a single word about this storyline that I've disagreed with.
All right.
This is, yeah, it's Cody, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not the mid chief. Nope.
Nope.
Sorry, Solo. You got the Tongans.
And they
Great.
may or may not be tag team champions after tonight.
Cody's got friends.
That's right. Whew, might be enough time for them to be recovering, as
Hmm.
we said. I gotta say, we still need a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. My time is locked in. What do you got?
Look, buddy, we've been at this for a long time.
Hmm.
All right, we've been down this road before, and I'm very indifferent to how I beat you. And really, it's not like a how; it's a when.
Hmm.
There's also a why, and it's because I need this more than you. I need this more than you need to be champion because this is all I have. This is all I have. this. This podcast, this championship is the podcast. And I won't let you have it. The podcast is both of ours, but that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. And you covet it. You covet it. You looking at it. You have been weighed. You have been measured. And you have been found wanting. So my time will be 26:30.
All right, your time, 26 and a half minutes. My time, 22 and a half minutes.
Oh my God.
Now,
Rundown.
right. Okay. We both have Gunter over Damian Priest. We both have Bailey over the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. We both have Liv Morgan over Rhea Ripley. We both have Cody Rhodes over Solo because that's just what's going to happen. We
That's
both have
it.
L.A. Knight, over Logan Paul. We both have Braun Breaker finally beating Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. And I have Drew McIntyre, Jer has CM Punk.
CM Punk is going to cost me my championship. Again.
Now, if there's a double DQ or some kind of shenanigans where we don't get a finish to Punk versus Drew.
It's all about the main event.
That's right. It's the main event and it's the time.
This is going to be again. It's going
And
to come
it's
down to seconds again.
my time
Oh, really?
to take back my precious championship.
I get that you're greedy and you want to be the champion, but didn't you hear me say that I weighed and measured you and I found you wanting? That's what I
Want
did. The whole thing.
my championship back. That is what I'm
I did
wanting.
a thing. Okay, well, let me tell you so. Oh, I already did my promo. Never mind. So, look, I'm excited. Listen, before we stop talking about the hottest party of the summer, besides Roman, what do you think we're going to get any other surprises for SummerSlam?
There's probably going to be some a couple celebrities backstage, Cleveland related.
Jelly Roll.
don't know.
Don't forget
Oh, yeah,
Jelly Roll.
Yeah, Jelly Roll's doing a thing. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to pick out one of his songs if you played like 3 of them in a row.
But I can't pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, it's a little easy.
Difficult not to.
He's the one with the tattoos on his face. That's not Post Malone or 6ix9ine. Man, well, one thing that I've been enjoying is that they've actually been surprising us lately. I feel like in years past, the surprises have mostly not really been surprises if you pay attention to the industry. But now it's different. I like it.
I think we might see Jimmy J Jimmy. We might see some other people, some other famous people. But anyway, speaking of famous people, what do you make of the meeting that's been setting the internet on fire? Not really a meeting, just two guys talking about wrestling. Shane McMahon and Tony Khan. What do you make of that?
I wonder if maybe Shane has been sampling some merchandise and that might be all it is, or I don't know. We know when Shane left WWE the first time, like he went over and he was managing a telecom company, running a telecom company in China. So it could have to do with that. It could have to do as like an investor thing. I don't think Shane would sign as an on-air talent.
Yeah.
I think if he was going to do that, he'd go back to the E.
If they would even have him, they won't. They don't want him there. I told you what I thought, and I think, and this is fantasy booking, I think Vince is gonna puppeteer his creation to help destroy his favorite creation, NWO style,
Mm,
but like super secret squirrel type. Like you
mm,
don't even know, you
mhm.
know? And like I doubt it though. I don't know. Can Shane book? Like, did he do actual SmackDown booking, or was he like just an on-screen guy? Or could we be looking at a situation like when Eric Bischoff showed up on Monday Night Raw? Like, why wouldn't you want this kind of thing? Like, who knows what the aftershock would be? But
Mhm.
just as AEW always is, as we know, in the freaking moment,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Mhm. Shiny new toys. I mean, if he's gonna be on air talent, it's not gonna be in ring.
Right. Like
So
Eric
I mean,
Bischoff. Well, he
yeah,
did do karate, but
yeah,
still.
he could come in and be like a GM.
Yeah, maybe like because like the young bucks, they're like, they're out of control or whatever or something. And
Hmm.
then Shane comes out in his dance. And he's got new music and everything. He does.
No, it's gonna be Here Comes the Money.
Does he have the rights to that?
He'll buy the rights to it, like he did with every other actual
Oh
popular
my
song they've
God!
used.
If it did, they would lose their minds. They would literally lose their minds. These people that pretend that they hate WWE and love AEW only,
Hmm.
but get really happy. It's by the way, it's both sides. It's
Oh yeah.
not just like whatever
Hmm.
one of their guys comes like, yeah, they're the
Hmm.
greatest.
Yeah. The the tribal campers,
Yes, the tribal campers.
as I like to call it, like the tribe. It's like, oh, mine, 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 mine. Oh, mine, mine, mine. It's like when someone crosses over. Oh, this is the best signing ever, best signing ever. Then they go back. Boo! I hated that guy anyway, or girl, whichever.
The tribal camper.
Hmm.
That's how you
Boo.
acknowledge the tribal camper. You put that down.
But if Vince takes over AEW through Shane,
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. But you
that that
crazy.
that's fantasy booking life, you
Look,
know.
man, they say a certain gentleman out there is always doing 4D chess. This is some 18D chess if that would happen. So
Hmm.
this is that weird game they played on Deep Space Nine, with it's like layers, or is it Next Generation? It's got layers of
Oh, the yeah,
chess thing.
yeah.
I
Oh, yeah. That's
forgot
3D
what it's
chess. I
called. Yeah.
have that. I
I
have
know
the
you have
the
that. That's
board.
why I
Yeah.
used it. That's
Thank
why I
you. I
used
love
the
that board.
reference.
I love it. Thank you.
Um, so
But so you mentioned the Bucks. Did you hear that Britt Baker is suspended
I was just gonna bring that up and find.
and fined? I mean, I don't give a shit about fine, and they didn't even tell us how much the fine was.
I mean, two
Uh,
dollars is $2.
right. So allegedly there was a backstage incident between her and MJF because MJF's girlfriend Alicia Atout heard some things that she said in the locker room
He
and brought them
says,
back
she
to
said,
MJF.
bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, so there's a couple games of telephone going on. MJF confronted Britt. HR got involved, and HR did an investigation, and it was following this investigation that Britt got suspended and fined.
Interesting.
So AEW does a good job of keeping the real backstage dirt under wraps.
Yeah, it's strange that this came out like this.
Right. But like we still don't know details. Like we still don't know all the real details of Brawl In, Brawl Out, whichever. This idea.
We'll
All the
never know.
brawls,
But I think
2 minute brawls.
yeah, I think that is just some he said, she said. Like maybe like Britt Baker to me, like she seems like a mean girl to me. Like mean girl bullshit. And I'm not being sexist. Some women just be like that. It's just in there. Like how some men act a
Hmm.
certain way.
Hmm.
We're talking about butts versus butts, Bailey versus Nia Jax. All right, we're idiots. We don't know what we're doing.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. All right, but
Take that title.
you're just doing shit. This is mine. This is mine. You can't. All right. Anyway, so I didn't want to upset anybody. So I just don't like hearing about that stuff. Really, I do kind of like it because it's funny.
Hmm.
That like it's just that's the way it is. Like these locker rooms. And I think to me it's just locker room talk.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe some people don't like being called ring rats. I don't know if that's what was said. I'm just, I'm not saying that's what was said. I would never say that. I would never mean that. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to think, like, what could possibly upset her? Like, it has to have something to do with that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But in defense of Britt Baker, Alicia should have stood on business. If you don't like what she said, you talk to her like a woman
Mm-hmm.
and go from there. You don't like go, man, well, you said a mean thing about me, and you get you're a snitch. You just proven like the locker room's a sacred place. It's supposed to be. Like, what are you doing?
So obviously, not knowing the context of what was
Yeah, which is tough as
said and
shit.
discussed here, my thinking here is that whatever Britt Baker said that Alicia then told MJF and MJF confronted her about, given that the investigation ended in a suspension and fine of Britt, my guess is whatever Britt said was over the line or
That's what I'm saying.
a lie,
Oh,
right? So, like maybe spread rumors that could be libelous,
I can't wait to find out.
defamatory. We might
Oh,
never know. Like, we still don't know all the details of.
whatever happened to just talking shit and just settling your differences like women?
Yeah, just grab a fistful of hair and fling her around.
Whatever you gotta do, like,
But we need cameras.
or just be adults. Yeah, I do need a camera, and of course, Aubrey Edwards would get involved. Like, I bet you she's like there, and then she's like this.
It's the famous,
You
it's the
know,
Aubrey move.
it's like, who knows? You know what I mean? So, it's just some bullshit. Hopefully, it's not
Mhm,
some. I hope everybody's okay.
mhm,
Um, so Brian Danielson, I don't know if you've heard about this. Brian Danielson,
mhm,
like he's been kept super safe. Like they don't want him doing shit
mhm,
until Wembley, because like they're concerned. You know what
mhm,
I mean? So I'm like,
mhm.
that's interesting. Like I wonder if that's storyline or just the doctors are like, dude, this guy shouldn't be wrestling like this. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
And I think it might be his last match. Like I don't know. You know?
mhm. I
And
saw
Swerve
something.
though.
Uh,
Like it's interesting. Like it's an unlikely thing. Like you never. Wow, that's crazy. Swerve Strickland could possibly be the one to have Brian Danielson's last match, which would be pretty cool. Especially if he wins, that'll like give him something. But my thing is like I don't trust AEW booking to really capitalize on that
mhm,
outside of the moment they're in.
right.
Which is what they always do.
Mhm. So the speculation that's where I was going to go over because Brian Danielson doesn't want to win the world title.
Yeah,
Okay. I saw someone on X. I saw them say if Danielson is booked to lose at Wembley just because he's that giving of a person, Swerve shouldn't kick out of the Psycho knee.
interesting. But you can't. You got to do business, right? You can't. You got to do what they tell you.
Yeah, but what's Tony Khan gonna do?
I don't know. It just looks to me like Swerve's not that type of guy. I don't think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's different. Like if you go into a match knowing you're supposed to lose and you kick out when you're not supposed to,
Mm,
I think it's different when the shoes on when it's the other way around. When you go into a match and you're supposed to win, and it's like, no, I don't feel good about this. Let me just put this guy over. Let me just
I mean,
it's
and if
more selfless.
it's a little selfless, but it's selfish in that this is a show
Hmm.
and it's booked a certain way, and we don't know
Hmm.
why it's booked a certain way. And Danielson Bryanson I'm pretty sure, has control over what he gets to do there,
Hmm.
and
But
ultimately it's his decision, right?
yeah, but also you know what? If this is scheduled to be his last match, right?
Yeah, we're just
Like
bullshitting about it.
and they but Brian's supposed to lose, and then Swerve doesn't kick out of the psycho knee, and Brian ends up as champ. He could just say, it was an amazing run, and I got to the top of the mountain here in my last match, and here's the title. I'm relinquishing it.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
and we know Tony Khan loves his tournaments.
he loves a tournament. And then Hangman Page comes out and beats him to death. Okay,
Tony
so
Khan?
no, Brian Danielson,
Oh,
Daniel Bryanson.
nah, I don't want
Probably not.
that.
He
You
beats him
know,
to life. He
uh,
beats him so bad he's healed and he's like back to normal again. And then he goes like this, and the yes is back. Like officially. But I digress, Rich Torres. We got to go get out of here. We've gone too long. We did the Summerfest.
hmm
Do your thing that you like to do because I always step on you and I ask the questions. Now I change the questions and you change the answers to you do the thing.
changing the answers. All right. Let us know down below who you got for all these matches at SummerSlam. What match you are most looking forward to? What surprise you think is going to happen? Will Roman Reigns, the tribal chief,
OG
show up?
Chief.
Will Paul Heyman show up? Let us know down below. Like, subscribe, leave all the comments, share, Patreon, link trees in there, and Jerry's got a party message.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall. So make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the Bookers. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to tip your waitress. SummerSlam.